Hello guys, welcome to the first ever video of Expedition 44. My name is Matt and in this channel we are gonna talk a little bit about our vehicle, the adventures that we plan on doing with our vehicle in the future, as well as the modifications that we have done to the vehicle to withstand the adventures that we have planned. Without any further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy this little intro that we have prepared for you guys, that will enlighten you a little bit on what's coming up next in this first video. So, this whole project started in 2021 when, I was starting to look for a new vehicle for myself. I was coming from a small three-door, hatchback that started getting really small once I started, growing the family. It was a Seat Ibiza, really popular here in Europe, but three doors, the ones with the reclining seats. So it started getting really hard, to always getting stuff in and out, the kids, luggage and everything. So immediately I knew that I had to get a new car. Now, I've always loved four-wheel driving myself, but I just never felt the need of having, a proper four-wheel drive as a second car. My father owns a Jeep Wrangler, and anytime us, here the crew at Expedition 44 wanted to go on some sort of off-roading or weekend trips, adventures, etc. We were always able to borrow the car from him, and we've done plenty of stuff with that car as well. The thing is, since I was thinking about getting a new car anyways, I thought I might as well get something that would give me the best of both worlds, a car that was street-worthy on one hand. We live in Lisbon, the capital of Portugal. It's a very busy city. The parking spots are short. There's a lot of traffic. Fuel here is insanely expensive, as well as most highways having tolls and added costs for four-wheel drives, So we started thinking a little bit on what the options were for a little bit smaller than usual four-wheel drive that would still, give us some performance off-road. Once I started, investigating a little bit, I was torn between the Suzukis, of course the Dacia Duster. There are also some options from Mitsubishi, but none of them really ticked all boxes for me. The Suzukis only came in a two-door version. The other ones were completely out of my budget. And You know, the Dacias really were something that drew me a lot into them. The initial cost to purchase one is really low. You know, they're pretty much a low cost from Renault. You know, the main French manufacturer. They are able to make the low cost because they produce their cars in Romania, which has, you know, overall lower production costs. You know, the car is nothing to write home about on the interior. It's mostly plastic, but then again, that wasn't something that I'm particularly, you know, too picky on. I need a car that is reliable, that takes me where I want to go, and, you know, that has enough of a performance that I can do the stuff I intend to do on it. So yeah, the Duster really attracted me for the possibility of doing some off-road while keeping, you know, a very well balanced in the city and on the road performance. At some point, I was pretty much set on the Duster. You know, I wanted the Duster, I wanted the four-wheel drive version, and I already knew that I was gonna want to do some modifications to it. You know, once I started investigating a little bit what people were doing to these cars, you know, I found little to no information. What I did find were some YouTube videos, you know, I don't want to say poor quality, but, you know, image wasn't great, and the biggest drawback to these videos was that none of them were spoken in English. These cars are very popular in the eastern part of Europe where they're produced, so there were a lot of videos, a lot of content in Romanian, for example, or in Turkish, you know, all languages that I don't speak. So, you know, I was a little bit torn, like, am I gonna have a hard time then modding the vehicle, you know, and all of this? But at some point, I just had to bite the bullet, and that's what I did. I decided to go get myself a Dacia Duster, you know, and try to come up with my own solutions to the problems that I faced when I did face them. So, fast forward a couple months, I was on Facebook Marketplace. I saw this great secondhand white Dacia Duster from 2017, and you know, I talked to the guy who was wanting to sell him to sell it, you know, and he told me he pretty much never did any off-roading. He bought the four-wheel drive version because he pulled a trailer with dirt bikes and everything. So I mean, the car seemed to be in very good condition. You know, I jumped in a bus 400 kilometers north of Portugal to Bragança, and you know, I got the car and headed down south to start, you know, the whole journey with this car. As you guys saw in the small intro that we were able to put together, the car in its stock form is already pretty capable, you know, pretty capable for the occasional camping trip, for the occasional off-roader, you know, for a car that looks like it does, stock. It will surprise you, you know, it will do more than what people will give it credit for when they first look at it. For such a small engine, 1.5, it still puts out 110 horsepower and 192 foot-pounds of torque, which doesn't seem like too much, but you have to consider the weight of the vehicle. This vehicle comes at only 1,400 kilograms, which is around 3,000 pounds. You know, it's true that the numbers for the horsepower and the torque are low, but when you compare, you know, the power to weight ratio, you know, this car is coming in at almost half the weight of a Jeep Wrangler, and it doesn't have half the power. So, you know, it's still a very good compromise. I think it's great, and also this contributes to the awesome fuel savings that you're able to achieve with this car. Okay, so just like everything else, not all pros come without their cons, right? And this car, of course, has its cons. You know, one of them, the angles. Approach angle isn't great, departure angle isn't great either, and overall the ground clearance is very low. The second con that I think is probably the major drawback to this car is the lack of a low range gearing. This car doesn't have a low range. It has the two-wheel drive mode, and then it has two four-wheel drive modes. One where it's automatic, pretty much it's a two-wheel drive until the traction control feels that the front wheels are slipping, and then it automatically engages the rear differential. What you can also do is opt for the lock mode, which is what I do all the time, and you just completely lock the center diff, and you have a 50-50 split of power between the front differential and the rear differential. Now, what has Dacia come up with to overcome the lack of a low gearing? What they decided to do compared to the two-wheel drive only version is that they went with a lower gear ratio. This car has a very short first gear compared to any other regular car. So yeah, these are pretty much the two biggest drawbacks of this car. It's not a big car by all means, but that's not what we were going for anyways. For the size that it has overall, the trunk is very spacious. The rear seats are comfortable, the front seats are comfortable. The car is very comfortable overall. It drives really nice on the road. It turns nice. It's overall a very good city SUV that is also pretty capable off-road. Overall, and to be real with you guys, this car doesn't compete to a proper four-wheel drive, nor it's intended to, and nor were we expecting it to. We wanted something that will be a good compromise, as we have been saying all over this video. And we are very happy with it. We are not rock crawlers, we are not hardcore four-wheel drivers. We are mostly overlanders. We like to explore, we like to travel, we like to go on these expeditions, and we need a car that can do okay in sand, in mud, in steep inclines with loose dirt and loose rocks. We need a reliable car. We need a car that is dependable and that can carry us through these adventures. Of course, when we have the opportunity, we always like to push it a little bit further and see what it's capable of. And the thing is this, so far we have been really impressed about the performance we were able to squeeze out of the Duster. Of course, we wanted to squeeze all the performance we were able to out of this car, so we are doing a lot of mods to it. We are pretty much changing everything we can from head to toe. We're not going all in, so the purpose is not that we completely destroy the city or the on-road performance that it already has. The purpose of the modifications that we are planning on doing to the Duster are more about trying to squeeze that much little bit of performance off-road without taking too much from the on-road performance. Aftermarket support and accessories is very limited for this car. There are some people who are doing stuff for the car, but it's either very expensive or we just can't get it here in Portugal. So we had to jump up and build a lot of this stuff ourselves. And no spoiler, but we were able to build some incredible pieces of gear for the Duster that, if you guys stay tuned, you will hear a lot more about in the future, and maybe if you are interested in, we will be able to provide that to the public. So guys, this pretty much sums up the first video. This was a little bit of an introduction of the project, of the car, and a little bit also of what we plan on doing in the near future. In the next video, as I said already, we are going to talk a lot in detail about all the modifications that we have done to the Duster. We are going to focus on each part of the modification, and I'm gonna try to include chapters so that you guys can navigate the video better. Yeah, and there's a lot of small tips and tricks that if you guys own a Duster and you're planning on modifying the Duster, will really help you, you know. Guys, we are also on Instagram, okay? If you guys follow us on Instagram, you will have early access to everything, you know. It takes a long time to edit all these videos. It takes way less time to edit pictures and upload them on Instagram. So head on over to our Instagram at expedition44.44. You guys will see a lot of pictures there. We try to upload every 2 days, either a photo or a reels, you know. Those are very hot and popular at the moment. And, you know, overall, we are having a blast with the whole project. With the outings that we are able to do on the weekends with the Duster, you know, just being amongst friends, amongst family, enjoying what the outdoors have for us. And yeah, we're having a great time, and we hope this channel grows as we are expecting it to. We already know we are gonna get a lot of comments from fellow Portuguese off-roaders saying, why are we speaking in English and not in Portuguese, sorry, which is our mother language. The thing is, I struggled when I was looking for content about the Duster, and I didn't find anything in English. I mean, English is the international language, so that's why we opted for this, so that we can help people from all over the world when it comes to, you know, modifying the Duster and, you know, giving another soul to these machines that are very capable, way more capable than you guys would ever imagine by looking at it. So, not taking you guys any more time, thank you. Stay tuned for what's coming up next. Please subscribe, like the video, share with your friends if that's something you guys are interested in. And yeah, until next time, have a great one.